Hello, hello. Happy happy day. I am super excited for you to be here. So, if you are chasing leads and you are tired of it, this episode is going to be for you because let's get real. Chasing leads every day is exhausting. You're posting on social media, you're going to networking groups, you're sending DMs, and still your sales aren't where you want them to be. And the truth, manual marketing is really just what's keeping you stuck. That's the real of it, right? So if you're spending all day trying to find clients instead of actually serving them, then you have a full-time job in marketing. Welcome to the club, right? Well, what if you could really wake up to new leads on your email list every day without spending hours posting, creating content, creating reels, and doing all the things? And if that's something that you want, that's what I'm going to be breaking down today. So I'm going to break down how to shift from this manual marketing to an automated growth. So you can see those consistent high quality leads actually coming to you without constantly being in hustle mode. And if we haven't met you, my name is Stacy and I am a marketing strategist. I'm a Facebook ads expert and I help service providers and coaches scale their businesses by creating an automated marketing system that brings in leads on autopilot. And so I work with business owners who know that they have a great offer and you're getting leads, yes, but they are glued to social media despite doing all the things, you aren't seeing that exponential growth that you're looking for. They're relying on referrals or posting all day and hoping for sales, but let me tell you, hope is not a good marketing strategy. And honestly, like one of my clients, she is a LinkedIn sales coach. She was doing all the things, right? Posting constantly, running her different promotions. She's emailing her list, and it still feels like not enough people knew about her offers. So she started running Facebook ads because she needed to get in front of more of the right people, right? Let's just be real. All of us do need to do that. And once we set up this automated lead generation system, she set it up herself. She was able to really kind of see that steady stroll of leads coming in without spending all day in marketing. And that's what I want for you. And so I'm going to talk to you today about how you can make this shift. And so before I jump into that, if you are tired of feeling stuck and you're like, hey, Stacey, I already know I need an automated marketing system that actually works, let's go ahead and talk. And I'll help you to really map out how to get those consistent leads on autopilot without wasting times on things that don't really move the needle. So if that's you, drop me in the comments and I will DM you and let's start talking, right? And our one-on-one consulting spots are limited, so please do not wait to jump on this. And I am so not kidding when I say our one-on-one consulting spots are supremely limited. So drop me in the comments or send me a DM if you want to just go ahead and get going yourself and just let me know, right? And we'll start talking about how I can help you. So, all right. So now that you see why manual marketing is keeping you stuck, I honestly think that manual marketing is really, really keeping you stuck. Let's talk about how to fix it. So that shift from really kind of chasing leads to getting them on autopilot isn't just about running ads or setting up a funnel. Let's be clear, right? It's about putting the right pieces in place so that your marketing works for you 24/7. Instead of you feeling like you are working to make your marketing work, your marketing is actually working for you. And what I'm going to walk you through today are the 4 key shifts that you need to make in order to go from inconsistent, exhausting marketing to an actual system that brings in leads and sales predictably. And if you're ready to break free from that marketing grind, let's go ahead and get into it. So the first thing you need is you need to get your messaging right. Because if your messaging isn't landing organically, it's not going to work in an automated system. Right. And so you really need, right? You need a clear evergreen offer, right? That is the wave that I'm seeing so many of my clients and so many people in this business, in this online business space are really making sure that they have some kind of evergreen offer in their repertoire, meaning maybe it's an evergreen coaching program or or mastermind, something like that, a membership, a course, a digital shop, templates, those kinds of things, right? And so those have to speak directly to your ideal client, right? It's not just about having the offer. It's about making sure that the positioning around the offer is correct, right? And you're actually talking to the people who want to consume that program in the way that you want to consume them, right? Like there are people who are course people, there are people who are DIY people. Right? So if you're shifting and you want to sell more of your memberships, your courses, your digital shops, you need to start to figure out how you can position your messaging to speak to those people who are looking to either DIY it or looking to learn themselves how to do it so that they can then implement and execute. The next thing you think about, like, because messaging really, like, it connects and converts. It's not just about sounding good, right? It's about bringing in the right people. I like to say it's like a magnet, right? Your messaging is your magnet. You want to make sure you're bringing in the right people that are ideal for your offer. And you also want to repel people, right? So it's not just about bringing in the right people, it's also about repelling people. So don't get afraid when people say your messaging and say, oh, this isn't for me. That's what we want them to do, right? We want them to look and say, this ain't for me and keep on going so that the people who know that it's for them are actually saying, like, yes, this is specifically for me. And then we want to make sure that you have proof that people actually want it, right? So before you start automating anything, before you start running ads, please make sure that you have a proven, tested offer that is actually sold, that you've sold, that's positioned well, and you understand why it's selling. Like, that's the other thing. Like, not just I've made a few sales here and there, but I want you to fully understand why your offer is selling. Right? Why do people want this particular offer? And that's when you're starting to get to that point where, like, hey, I know that this is an offer that's going to convert with ads because it already converts organically, right? And one of my clients, like, she thought that they thought they had a traffic problem, but really their messaging is confusing, right? I'm working through with a client now on positioning her webinar and how we can actually, make sure that she's bringing in the right people that she wants to call in, because she's seeing, like, hey, I'm doing all the marketing and I'm not calling in the right people. Like, yeah, people are right here and there. I got to kind of pick through and find the right people. But when you're looking to automate the process and you're looking to automate your growth, you don't have time to manually pick through all those people to see who's right for you, right? You need to have a system in place that's going to sift those people out that are not a good fit and that are going to pull in the people who actually are a good fit, right? So let me know how this is resonating for you, right? If you are clear on your messaging, drop clear on your messaging. Or if you feel like your messaging needs work, drop needs work in the comments, right? So let me know. Are you super clear on your messaging and you really feel good about it? Or do you feel like, hey, I needs work, it's still twerking. I mean, it's still not twerking, it still needs tweaking. All right. So that's number one, messaging. Number two is you need to build an automated lead generation system. And because relying on organic social media and referrals is literally like rolling the dice every month, right? Trust me, I understand. I am a business owner, so I get it. But instead, you need a predictable system that works for you 24/7. And those three key pieces are: one, you need an automated evergreen lead source. And what I like to teach about and I like to help my clients lean into are Facebook ads, because this is where you're actually taking your message, getting it in front of people, and having those people decide, hey, yeah, I want to learn more. I want to go ahead to this, go ahead and learn more about this product. I want to learn more about the service. I want to actually learn more about this person, right? But you're consistently getting that message in front of new people instead of having to do it manually. Like, if you're using your Facebook profile, you're adding people, right? Like, you're having to create all this content to bring people in, when you can use Facebook ads to really kind of take your really, really great performing messaging, your great performing content, and get it in front of more people so that you can get those people into this automated lead system, right? So you need an evergreen traffic source. And so when you have a traffic source, you need somewhere to send these people, right? Because we don't want to just keep them on Facebook. This is why boosted posts are a waste of money, because boosted posts keep people on Facebook. I do not want to keep people on Facebook. We want to get people off of Facebook and take them to your landing page. And I would even go to say a high converting landing page, right? Your landing page should be converting at least 30% or more. Maybe if you're at 20%, make some tweaks and see how high you can get it. But 20 to 30% is an industry standard. And we want to make sure that your lead magnet and your landing page are converting to get people actually to go ahead and do the thing, which is, they are watching your webinar, they are downloading your freebie, they're taking your quiz, right? The landing page is literally like the bouncer at the door, right? Like, they have it's more so like, I guess, like, how the curb appeal of the club, right? If it looks a little janky, I don't know about you, I'm not going in there. I'm a little bougie. I'm not going in no janky place, right? So if the outside looks crazy, then people are not going to want to come in. If your landing page isn't set up in a way that attracts, taps into someone's emotions, gives them the logical reasons as to why they should look into this, it has to be a combination of those things. So a high converting landing page that leads to a really, really strong lead magnet, that is another piece of your automated lead generation system, because that lead magnet is someone's first introduction to who you are. Right? Like, it's like walking into the club and you see all the ambience, right? Like, does this look cool? Is it not? Right? You want to make sure that when someone comes in and experiences your work, you give them something of quality, you give them a quick win, you let them know that you are the person to help them to solve their problem. That's what we're trying to get at with your lead magnets. It's not necessarily saying like, oh, let me, create a lead magnet that, where I can, like, create a lead magnet where I can brag about myself, where I can show all, talk about my accolades, right? It's about helping that person to get a quick win and helping them to understand that, hey, you are the person that can help me to get there. And mind you, mindset shifts are quick wins also, right? Like if someone needs to shift their mind in order to be able to get a result, that is also a shift that counts for your lead magnet. So don't discount shifting people's mindset to help them to get into the right place where they need to be successful. And then the last piece of your automated lead generation system is your email nurture sequence. And so you got Facebook's bringing people in. You have a landing page that's capturing, that's sifting people out. That's like, okay, if this is not interesting to you, then cool, keep it moving. But it's bringing in the right people. And then you have that lead magnet that's giving people that information about you and helping them to get to know you. And then you have that email sequence that also helps to reinforce who you are and how you can help them, right? It warms those leads up so that they're ready to buy. I love to repurpose content in these types of situations, right? The lives that you've done, the podcasts that you've done, those blog posts, the workshops that you've taught, the all of the different things, the stories that you tell, those top performing emails that you sent out to your list, right? These are the kinds of things you want to put into your email nurture sequence. And you want to make sure that it's you're looking at it as a way to warm people up, to help them to get to know you and help them to make an informed buying decision. That's what we're focused on here with our nurture sequence. It's guiding people to the next step, right? Guiding people into your sales system, whether that's a call, whether that is a, application, whether that is a sales page. That is the goal of the email sequence, is to warm them up, help them to get to know you, move them closer to the sale. Okay. So I know you don't want to keep posting and posting and posting all day, and give the algorithms, where we're at with our social media algorithms, it's harder and harder to reach the right people at the right time by relying on organic. And so if you're posting and posting all day, every day, right? Like you're not actually you're not moving people into a system. All you're doing is just continuing to try to stay ahead of the algorithm. But really what you want to do is be using your social media, your organic social, and all these different kind of marketing tools you have to move people into this automated lead generation system, right? That is the goal. Get them off of Facebook, get them off of just, the interwebs, right? And get them into your system, a system that you own and a system that you've set up to purposely help them move them closer to the sale. Right. And so that's the difference between hustling for leads and letting a system do the work for you. Because a lot of times what we're doing, if we're just relying on our social media pages to just post, you're using your social media page as a funnel, right? But the problem is that funnel has a big hole in it because you have to continue to fill it with water in order for it to actually work. Right. That's the problem. You have to continue to try to hit people, attract people, nurture people, convert people, when really you should be using it to attract people and to, yes, nurture people, but you get them into your automated system. And that's the job of the automated system, is to continue to nurture them and then to move them to a sale. Okay. So that's the difference. Number 3, if you want to get away from this manual marketing and this organic hustle, you have to also think about your sales system. And one of the things you need to think about is stop selling manually, right? Like, there's a lot of, keeping up with all the DMs and all the DMs on Facebook, jumping on sales calls all the time, right? Relying on all that kind of stuff, right? Like if that's not something that aligns with what you want to do, that's okay, right? It is okay for you to say, hey, I don't want to particularly do sales calls. I don't want to particularly jump on the phone with people. I don't particularly want to, to DM people, right? That's okay, right? But you need to have a way of selling that is more automated, right? And so things like webinars still work. Webinars are amazing at educating and converting at scale, whether that is a live webinar, whether that is an evergreen webinar, right? Or a VSL, if it's essentially a shorter webinar, those kinds of things help people to get to know you, because video is great at building trust and helping people to get to know you. It brings people into your world and it gives them a full picture of what's going on. Because unlike social, webinars can take you through somebody's framework beginning to end. Right? Social media, people are only seeing 60-second clips of it. They're only seeing a small piece of it. And so they're having to put their own strategy together, put your marketing puzzle together. But with your webinars, right, you can use it to move people to where you want them to be, to educate them, to help them to understand what it's going to take to get the result, to shift those beliefs that need to be shifted, overcome those objections that need to be overcome. And then you can actually just directly tell them, hey, on the webinar, book a call, apply, sign up now, purchase now, right? That's what you want to do with your webinars. Other things, like group sales calls. I've done group sales calls for SaaS companies or software as a service companies. And if you are, where you get people who are in a group, and you get them all into a sales call, whether it's 4 people, 5 people, all their info sessions, get people into, a Zoom room, and y'all just talk about what's going on, right? And answer their questions in a group setting, right? So that's what I mean by, shifting your sales process, right? Or even just using, letting people to just check out on their own, whether you're just driving people to a sales page. That's, hey, go ahead and here's the sales page link, type in your information, and go ahead and let your onboarding do its work, right? Like you can have people just go in and go ahead and start that process and just buy themselves, right? They don't actually need to talk to you before they buy something, depending on what kind of offer you had, the audience, all that kind of good stuff. Right. And so I want you to think about, how can I shift from sales calls and doing these one-on-one calls? And if you want to continue to do sales calls, that's fine. If you have, maybe you have a sales team, right, where y'all can do one-on-one calls. I have, did a sales call with someone. She did the webinar. And then on the sales call, it was a sales team. It wasn't her at all. She just delivered the webinar, moved people to the sales call, and her sales team took it over. So a sales team, something like that, right? Where you're not the person who is doing the 50,000 calls, right? Like that's what we're talking about here. And then the last piece that you need, I'm going to recap it after I finish, but the last piece you need is to track and optimize so you can scale, right? Like you can't just set it and forget it. You need to make sure that you're understanding what's working. Are people actually making it through your automated lead system, right? Like, or are they falling off? Is the landing page converting enough to make sure that people are actually getting into to see the lead magnet and to kind of, see your genius? Is that, where can you work with that? Like, are people opening your emails? People aren't opening your emails. They can't see all of the amazing information that you put in there about who you are, your programs, your objections, overcome objections, and all that kind of stuff, right? So you want to make sure that you're paying attention to, what you're paying for leads and, what the conversion rates are. You want to make sure you're looking at the ROI of your money, but you also want to be looking at the different points of your funnel to make sure that you can fully understand, like, what are the different touch points people have, what are the percentages, how many people are making it to the next step. And you will see less and less people making it to the next step. But there are things that you can do to try to tweak and make sure that as many people as possible get through to that actual sales system, right? So I want to make sure that you are tracking what you're doing with ads and, but also tracking what you're doing across the entire automated lead system, right? Not just the entry point, but are people making it to the finish line? Because if you're not tracking, you're literally just guessing, and that does not automate your growth. Like you can't automate your growth by guessing. Okay. So let's recap what we've talked about today. So the 4 things that you need if you want to shift from manual marketing to automated growth, you need to get your messaging right. So make sure your messaging is very clear and speaks directly to the person you want to speak to. You need to build an automated lead generation system. This is where your landing pages, your funnels, your Facebook ads, this is where all that kind of stuff lives. And then the third thing, you want to make sure that you have a scalable sales process, whether that's through webinars or group sales calls or a sales team or just having people go ahead and check out themselves. You need to have a way for people to go ahead and buy from you without it relying on all the going through you all the time. Because as you get busier, those kinds of things are going to start to fall to the wayside. And then the 4th thing is you need to track and optimize so you can scale, because you need to understand what works if you want to, be able to scale, right? Like, it's not just about saying like, oh, let me just get the lowest cost lead possible. It really is just about saying like, hey, is this the right kind of lead that's coming into my system? And are they making it all the way to the finish line, which is the sale, right? Of actually pulling out their card and actually putting it in their information and then enrolling in your programs, right? That's what you want to be thinking about. And so if you are very serious about wanting to automate your marketing, you definitely need to be on my next webinar. I want to make sure that you are understanding how to build a profitable ad funnel that brings in leads 24/7, how to automate your sales so you're not stuck in the DMs, and how to track and optimize so you're not wasting money. I'm going to walk you through my entire framework on showing you how to create this automated growth system that you need to import into your business. And so head over to stacyzeal.co/live or drop webinar in the comments, and I will send you the link. And if you want to get this up faster, right? If you're like, hey, like, Stacy, I know you're going to try to sell something in this webinar, I really just want to buy it. Go ahead and drop call in the comments, and I will send you a link to book a call. Or we can start, by talking via DMs, right? So we can figure this out. But either way, I want to make sure that you are fully aware of how you can pull this system into your business and change the game. If you're looking at all of the other people in your life, that are your colleagues, your mentors, the people who you follow, your business coaches, all that kind of stuff, they are automated their marketing, right? Whether that is by bringing in team that can do all that stuff for them, and mainly, right, a combination of these things, right? They have a team that's helping them, but they also are doing their webinars, they're running ads, they are, have lead magnets, they have email funnels, they have all these different things. So please don't think that you are exempt because from this because you are a special snowflake. Like, yes, you are a special snowflake. However, success leaves clues, right? Success leaves clues, and it's up to you to figure out what is the path that is going to take me to where I want to get to. What is the proven path that already exists? And what I've given you today is a proven path that already exists for many people. And I've helped my clients do it. I've helped very large brands, figure this out. I've helped very small brands figure this out. So definitely make sure that if you want to work with me, you get on my calendar now, because I'm telling you, our one-on-one services are supremely limited and will absolutely, be shifting the way that we serve clients. So make sure that you get on our calendar now so that we can talk about it. So either send me a DM or go to stacyzeal.co/call. I'll make sure that you get the link. If you need the link, just send me a DM, or you can, look at the comments. I'm gonna drop the comments in a second. Otherwise, I hope that this has been helpful. Please let me know in the comments if this was helpful. If you're watching the replay, let me know. Otherwise, I will talk to y'all later. Bye.